You are listening to the Esthetician's Earning More podcast with Brittany Hageman, episode number 183.
Do you want to double your business in 1 year? Are you an esthetician solo business owner that is very, very tired because you are working for every single dollar that you earn? Are you making between $5,000 and $7,000 a month consistently in your esthetician business? And the only way that you can see that you can make more money is to add more hours? Is the money going out of your business just as fast as it's coming in? Do you feel like you're on the verge of burnout? Do you not understand how other estheticians can actually make a profit? If you say yes to any of these questions, I can help you. In my one-to-one 6-month individualized coaching program, I will teach you to double your business in 1 year. I combine proven strategies and business systems along with mindset coaching to teach you how to change the systems in your business that aren't making you money. My clients that have incorporated all of these systems into their business consistently have seen phenomenal results. If you're interested in working with me, use the link in the show notes. I cannot wait to meet you.
Happy Monday. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. I hope wherever you are, you're not absolutely freezing, but you probably are if you live on the Midwest to East Coast of the United States, or even I think the West Coast is getting a really cold chill right now. It may snow here in Georgia next week or this week, and there's nothing more exciting for me and my daughter than snow. I'm very excited, even though I may have to cancel my clients because apparently they're not really equipped for snow here. And so we can't drive. They're expecting 4 feet of snow. So that may be an issue, but it definitely feels like winter. I know you could hear it in my voice. I have a cold again. I'm not sick. I just have a cold again. It's just the life of being a mom of small children. So sorry about that. Very nasally today. I woke up with a cold yesterday morning and I'm not happy about it, but I'm feeling okay. I am so excited to talk to you today about the ups and downs of business ownership. And I think this is something that everyone struggles with, whether you're a brand new business owner or you've been doing it for a long time. This is a universal people problem, and it can really mess with your head. So I really want to talk about that and really help you understand what to really expect while owning a business and not shame yourself so much. But before we do that, I do want to remind you of my free workshop this week. So if you're listening to this episode live, it's going to be this Wednesday, January 8th from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's totally free. Register in the link in the show notes. It's going to be the 5 systems you need to double your business in 2025. So I'm really excited. A lot of people have already registered for it. It's going to be a great workshop. So if you haven't already registered, do so now. Okay, so I want to talk about, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, but it's been a while. Something that I've been seeing with discovery calls and my clients a lot, and just my esthetician friends out in the world. And that is the expectation that you should feel good and happy in your business all the time. That your business is successful if you feel really good doing it. And that's not actually how business works. Business is successful is if you're making a profit and you have happy customers or clients. That's a successful business. It sounds like I'm whispering, but my voice just isn't very, sorry, it's not very loud. It has nothing to do with the way that you feel. If your business is successful, your feelings are not all in correlation with the success of your business. You could be making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars and be miserable in your business. So that success is not the same as your own feelings. The reason that I really want to make this clear is because, like I just said, money does not correlate your feelings of happiness, whether that's a lot of money or little money, because this is what I see happen all the time. Estheticians, sometimes my clients, they make more money and they're still not happy in their business and they're so frustrated because they're expecting I'm going to make $5,000 a month in my business. I'm going to make $8,000 a month. I'm going to make $12,000 a month in my business. And then once I make that much amount of money in my business, I will finally be happy. And they make that much money and they're like, I'm not any happier. And it really messes with people because then they think if they get to that level of money, it's going to propel them because they're going to be so excited. They're making $8,000 a month that they're going to be like, yeah, I want to go for 12. And they're like, no, I'm at 8 and I'm not happier. It's like, what the heck? Right? And I know if you're like a Brady business owner, you're like, no, Brittany, if I make $8,000 a month, I will be happy no matter what. And I'm going to tell you, no, that's not true. Yes, maybe you can pay bills. That's a different level of like stress for sure. Like there are some stressors you may not have, but your level of happiness will not change. So it's really important for you to figure out how to be happy completely on your own, separate of your business success. Because there are things about being a business owner that just really suck, that are really hard, that you have to do to keep your business going. Maybe you have a really difficult client you have to deal with. Maybe you didn't save money for taxes and you have to figure that out. Maybe you have unexpected expenses in your business, like you are like a lot of my clients and people I know are like landlords as well as estheticians, which is amazing for you. But that means you have other things that you have to attend to, like the pipes freeze and you have a flood or whatever, right? Like there's all sorts of unexpected things that can happen in business that just really, really suck, that you just have to deal with. You can't avoid it, and you have to just deal with the fact that it's going to suck, and you just move through it. But if we expect our business to make us happy when these things happen, it feels like a sign that this isn't the right job for us. This isn't the right thing for us to do. And they're just not connected. They're just not connected at all. And there can be days or months that your personal life is shitty. I don't swear a lot on this podcast, but I feel like there's no other word to describe it. And you still have to show up in your business, even if you don't feel amazing or feel great about yourself or feel great about your life. It's because they're not connected. And it's really hard for a solo esthetician business owner to see their business this way because it feels so personal. Because maybe you invested your own money in your business. You have spent so much time and energy, so it feels like the most personal thing. I don't know if you've ever watched You've Got Mail. It's a movie from I think 2000, which makes me feel really old saying that now that it's 2025. But I love that movie. It's very nostalgic for me. I watched it when it came out when I was in high school, and I usually watch it at least twice a year, if not more, like every spring, every fall, because there's like very quintessential spring and fall scenes in it, as well as Christmas scenes. So it just kind of like it is like a PG, so like I can watch with my daughter in the background, which doesn't watch it, but like it's not like anything. And the plot of the movie is Tom Hanks' character has a big corporation, and his business like takes the business from Meg Ryan's small business. And he's like, it wasn't personal, it's business. And she's like, well, everything is personal. So that you can just tell the difference between the two business owners. And I'm not actually commenting on the evilness of that, because I do think there's like moral issues there. But we don't want to go down that rabbit hole, right? Let's just let that be. But when it comes to business, it is dollar and cents that actually matters. And your customers being overall happy. You may have a crazy client here or there who's not happy, but they're outliers. And some days, especially if you are carrying the weight of things besides the stress of a business owner, like some of you I know are single, or you have a partner and you have virtually no other responsibilities than your business. Maybe you have an animal or something, but you don't have children. You're not taking care of aging parents. You're not paying for other people's, your responsibilities are essentially you. And it's still really stressful to own a business because that was me. My responsibilities were me. I had my dog, my husband, and that was it when I first had my business. And so even at that space in your life, whether that's how you are currently or you will just be because that's just a lifestyle that you've chosen, it's really stressful to grow a business. But if you're carrying the weight of children or you're paying for other things or you have bills that are just like things that you need to figure out, that weight itself is so huge and it can bleed into your business because this personal obstacles that you're dealing with is so heavy on you that it feels like you can't really see or do anything else. Now, as someone who has been on both sides of this, so someone who was like newly married and had my sweet dog and didn't really have anything else to do besides grow my business, and someone who now is a mom and husband travels for work and we've moved multiple times for his job, and I have a small child I have to take care of, and growing my business, I've seen both sides of the coin. And being on the side of the coin of having a lot of things added to my plate besides my business, you have to decide what you will and will not let affect your business. And what I mean by that is, like, if my daughter is sick and I cannot work, I just allow that to be. And I deal with the consequences of that. And I don't make it mean anything about me or how unfair it is or like all the drama around it. I just that's just a life circumstance and I'm just going to navigate it as we go. And I'm not going to bring the frustration of that into my business because it's not going to help the business. It's not going to help my clients. It's not going to help my business grow. It's not going to help anything in the business. Now, when I was having severe postpartum anxiety and depression and OCD, if you've listened to that episode, I don't even know what the episode number it is, but I had an episode about my postpartum experience. That circumstance was not something that I could just compartmentalize and work. It needed to be addressed, and I needed to heal and work through that. So what sometimes I see happening is that esthetician business owners have these big life circumstances. And I'm not telling you what that is or isn't because it could be different for everybody, right? And you really want this successful business of money making. And your life circumstance is not allowing that to happen. And so you're in this constant pull of wanting something different than your reality versus leaning into your reality, making that life circumstance, giving that attention to it, maybe making money in a different way until that life circumstance is better, improved, resolved, so that you can focus your energy on your business. At the end of the day, your business is a job, and you have to do the job tasks. And if you can't because of your circumstances, the circumstances need to be addressed. Now, if you just have everyday life circumstances, just ups and downs of everyday life, a big part of what you need to do is manage your expectations around how it's going to feel. So you may go to work in your studio and be booked all day and feel like crap. You may not like the way you feel. You may be frustrated with your clients for not buying product. You maybe just feel tired and just overall blah. You may, just get easily irritated. You may just really wish everyone canceled but want to keep the money, right? Different things I've heard from people over the years, and sometimes I've felt myself. So you have to remind yourself that is okay to feel that way. Nothing is wrong. You're a human person with a human brain and life things happening. But you can't make that mean that you are bad at your job, you shouldn't be doing it, something is wrong with you. That's just going to be a normal thing of owning a business. You're going to have days and weeks and months like that. And then you're going to feel great other times. You're going to be like, this is the most incredible job. I'm so lucky that I get to do this. And other days you're like, this is awful. I hate this. Like, this is a terrible situation. As I think the hard part for a lot of people in growing your business is the feelings that you have as things do well and don't do well, and you feel like you're being thrown back and forth. But if you just know that that is just going to be what it's going to be, that you're going to have boop, boop, doop, doop, up, down, and like if you don't allow yourself to really go fully up or really fully down. Like I think about when I was like trying to really market and, engage with people, and people would be in my DMs and we'd be talking and they'd be talking about booking an appointment, and they wouldn't. I can remember like 5 people that I talked to when I first was really, building my business, and how disappointed I was. It just really disappointed me. I remember, working and learning some of these skills and being like, I can't let that bring me down so quickly. I have to expect that, of course, people are going to be trying to give free advice or like talk to me, and there's nothing's going to come of it. I used to get so frustrated when my clients didn't do the routine, said they give up dairy, but I knew they didn't, or whatever, right? Like I knew, like when I felt so much that I wanted their skin to clear more than they did, like so many clients, I felt that way. Like I wanted their skin to clear so much more than they did. I was so frustrated. Like, you are paying me, you are coming, and you're not doing what I've told you to do, and then you're mad at me for your skin not clearing. I mean, that is the craziest thing. And I think all estheticians have experienced this. It's like, you're not doing your home care, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and then you're mad because your skin's not changed. It's like, yes, I know your skin hasn't changed. I'm mad too. I'm mad at you. Like, you don't get to be mad at me. I'm mad at you. You're the one who hasn't held up this end of the bargain, what we talked about. But of course, clients don't see it that way. They only see it from their perspective. And just being so frustrated. And I had to come to the terms with, people are going to do this. This is just how people are. It has nothing to do with me, even if they make it personal and say it's me. People are just not going to give up dairy. People are just not going to do their home care. People are just going to want to do as little as possible and get as big of results. And they're going to get mad at me if that system that they've created doesn't work. Or they're going to have a lot of reasons why what I've told them isn't, like, it doesn't work for them, right? Like, well, actually, I bought these products from you, but then I went on EWG and they said they're all toxic. And so, like, I don't use toxic products. So, like, it's not going to work for me. Like, this is like, 4 months into working with them. And you're like, okay, or whatever, right? Like, they have these excuses of like why what will help them won't. They say it's not going to work. And it's really easy to feel so defeated by that and take it really personally, because they do make it personal sometimes, right? But if you just know that this is how clients are and this is what they do, because they're people. And of course, you have those like all-star, rock star clients that just like come and do the treatments and do their home care and follow all the steps and get results really quickly and are super happy and just love you. And you're like, I didn't do anything different with you than I did with this person, but this person just fought me the whole way and then quit and is mad at me, And so, not to say that I wouldn't feel sad and feel frustrated when people would get mad at me for them not listening, but I didn't let myself have the big highs when people got great results and the big lows when people didn't. I just tried really hard to stay in the middle. Like, oh, good for them. Oh, that sucks. Like if you're watching the video, like, like I just really tried to stay in the middle. And like, of course people are going to quit. Of course people are going to follow everything I say and do really well. Like, these are things to expect. And there's people all in between those two things where people kind of do things and then they get frustrated really easily and they're kind of up and down. I remember I had this client who just, you all know this client, right? Who just was so obsessive about it and was just sending me picture after picture after picture. And that's why I had to learn to have like more boundaries, like just texting me picture after picture and just message after message. It was like very, very obsessive and was very like confrontational and very frustrated. And we ended up getting her clear, but it was a very stressful experience for me. And still, like if I see her name, I'm like, ooh, because it was just never a positive interaction, for a long time. And I remember after that client cleared, I was like, I'm not doing this again. And what I meant by that is I'm not going this high and this low with my esthetician clients anymore. Acne clients. I'm going to not take on their shit. Whether it's good or bad, I'm not going to take it on because then I'm allowing it to be about me versus about them. And it's really about them. And especially if you're having a hard time in your personal life and then you come to your clients and then they're having a hard time and they're getting mad at you or frustrated or whatever, their ingrowns aren't going away, or they thought after one treatment all their wrinkles would go away, or whatever bullshit that they think is going to happen, right, after 3 treatments or whatever. It's really easy for you to be like, this is like, I expect this to happen and this is what people do, even if you crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's. You had told them everything they needed to know. You had them sign a good agreement. You emailed them all the things. You talked through all the things. You did all the things to make sure that they understood what was to be expected from the one microneedling treatment or whatever. People are still going to be crazy. People are still going to have unrealistic expectations. People are still going to take out their frustrations on you. And as opposed to internalizing it and making it personal, I really want you to just gently hold a mirror to them and not take it in. And that is so much easier said than done. It's so hard to do. It takes practice. And I'm still not amazing at it, even though I've been a business owner and dealing with clients now for almost 8 years. I still am a person. I still don't feel great if people are shitty, right? I know, I'm sorry, I keep saying shitty, but it's just gonna be that episode. I'm sorry to tell you. I just don't feel great, and but I recognize that this is just how it can be. And if I allow this client getting mad about dairy and this client that saying this and that client, whatever that, if I allow that to impact my personal life significantly, then it's going to be very challenging to grow a business and sustain a business. It's not sustainable. This is where estheticians burn out. And so a big thing I do with my clients is teaching them how to hold space for their clients, hold space for themselves, not take things so personally, separate themselves from their clients, and expect to have really bad days in your business, as well as really great days, really like perfect unicorn, wonderful days that you're like, how am I getting paid to do this? This is so wonderful. And hopefully you have more wonderful days than hard days, for sure. And I would say that to be the case in my business. I've had for sure way better, incredible days than hard days. But I've had hard days, like as an acne specialist and as an esthetician coach. I've had hard weeks. I've had hard clients in both businesses. I've had situations that were just like, WTF, like, just crazy things people do. And it's really easy in those moments to just want to quit and to give up. I remember I had this acne client who was just like super combative, and then she just stopped showing up for her appointments and then just would book them, and I had to like email her and ask for like an additional deposit, and she eventually just went away. And I was just so terrified of her like writing me a bad Yelp review or like whatever. And at the end of the day, I knew I had acted with integrity. Like I did everything I did with her. Her there was her two friends that started at the same time, and she was one of the friends, and the other friend was getting results and she wasn't. But the other friend was doing everything and she wasn't. And she just wasn't accountable, and like whatever. Who knows what else was going on in her life? But it was really easy for me to take that so personally. But the gift of that situation is that I saw that her and her friend started at the same time, same kind of acne, like literally on the same skincare routines. And it was easy for me to blame myself for this person's not getting results. But then I looked at it and I was like, no, this person just chose not to do her routine. The other girls were out of products. This girl wasn't, right? The other girl had totally given up dairy. This girl, she's like, well, I'm not going to totally give it up, whatever, right? And so I had to really become clear and confident in my part and their part. And so if you find yourself yo-yoing from high highs to low lows, you really need to look at what's your part in your business and what is your client's part. If you do hair removal and someone's complaining to you about ingrown hairs and they aren't doing their home care because you know they aren't because their skin looks the exact same every time they come, that is not your part. You didn't do anything differently or wrong for them. And everybody else's ingrowns are improving except for this person or these three people or whatever. Sometimes there's something else going on, but really, you have to look at what's your part, what's not their part, and then hold space for them for allowing their anger and not taking it personal. Because that way you can stay in the middle. You won't have the big up, you won't have the big down. When someone comes in, they have no ingrown hairs, you won't be like, I am the best. You're just like, yeah, of course they did what they were, you know what I mean? Like, you don't take everything personal, whether it's good or bad. You take everything personal, whether it's good or bad, and everything is personal. We want to look at our business like business owners. We want to look at our processes, our systems like business owners. And if your system is great and someone doesn't follow your system and then gets bad results and then is mad at you, you can see it in black and white, right? Like even just now me saying that, it's so much clearer than thinking that, you failed this person whose acne didn't improve, but they were using products from Sephora. They didn't follow your system. How could they get results? They won't give up their Aztec clay mask. Do they still use that a lot? I don't know. When I was working in San Diego, they were all obsessed with the Aztec clay mask. And I was like, stop putting apple cider vinegar on your face, which is the ingredient you have to add to the Aztec clay mask to activate it. It was just so frustrating. I know you know. It's just what it is. But I can laugh at it now because I've learned, not 1,000%, but like almost there. I've learned to separate what people do from my feelings, or people don't do. And I think especially if you work in results, skincare, whether it's age management, acne, I think hair removal counts too, because it's like a result they want. It's really easy to have the compliments that you have build you up, and then the frustrations or the insults or the complaints that you have pull you back down. It's really easy to just be pulled up and down really easily by your clients. But if you just don't let them pull you up, you also won't let them pull you down. You can really see it for what it is, that your business is a successful business because people get results because of the way you designed it and the protocols that you have and the routines that you give out and like the products that you use, all the things. But that's not a reflection of you personally. It's a reflection of the business's success. And in any business in the world, there are people that are not happy. There are people that do not see the value, right? There are people that don't like it and don't want it. And that's totally okay. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I always like to say, like, my husband's really into cars. Like, I don't really care. Like, he's like, look at this car, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, I don't see the value. Like, I would never spend that money. Like, if you gave me $100,000, I wouldn't go buy a new car. That's not what I would spend my money on. But just because I don't see the value in it doesn't mean other people don't. And that's okay. There's plenty of people who would take $100,000 and go buy a car. Doesn't mean I'm better than them for not doing it that way. Doesn't, it just is how business is and how the world is. So my goal for you this week is to take things less personally, to see the big picture of things, and just to know that you're going to have a lot of ups and downs in business, and that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I hope you come to my workshop this week. I can't wait to meet you if I haven't met you already. And part of the workshop is free coaching where I can talk to you and answer questions that you have and help you through some of these mind blocks. So I hope to talk to you then. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now.